everyone. This week I wanted to talk about the topic of twin flames and soulmates, but specifically twin flames. I received a question about the concept of twin flame, what it is, if I believe in the twin flame connection. And I've gotten this question a few times now, so I think it's time to address it. I'm going to talk about the twin flame connection in two different videos. So in this first video, I'm going to be going over some common characteristics of the twin flame connection, what it is. And I just want to say that I'm sharing this definition of a twin flame from my personal experience. So it doesn't mean that it's going to be exactly the same for you. But in my life, in living with a soulmate connection and a twin flame connection in this incarnation, I kind of accumulated a few characteristics from my own personal experience. So those are the ones I'm going to share with you. In this first video, I'm going to share these characteristics of the twin flame connection and how it's a little bit different from a soulmate. We've heard the term soulmate so many times, but the term twin flame is coming into our collective consciousness now, and there's a reason for that. There are more of these unions occurring now. And then in the second video, I'm going to go over some bits of advice on how to live through a twin flame connection, how to live in this union. So that's going to be for the second video, so stay tuned for that. So let's get the first part out of the way. What's a twin flame connection? How different is it from a soulmate connection? So to me, the two defining features that kind of stand out in terms of the difference between a twin flame connection and a soulmate connection is the intensity of the connection and the purpose of the connection. So we use the term a lot. We all know what a soulmate is. So it can be when we say, you are my soulmate, it's this person that collective consciousness has said, this is the person that I love, this is the person I'm going to marry and spend the rest of my life with. You're my soulmate. So we know that. So the soulmate connection is a very strong, often romantic bond between two people. The twin flame connection is even stronger than the soulmate connection. And the reason that it's so much more intense is because the twin flame connection, when you meet your twin flame, you're literally looking at yourself. Because the twin flame, your twin flame is a sort of a fragment, the same fragment of your soul. So when you are looking at your twin flame, when your twin flame manifests, you are in fact looking at yourself. The twin flame connection is the strongest mirror of yourself that anyone can have in this 3D reality. So there you go, the intensity of it. It's so very intense. When you meet your twin flame, your life will never be the same from that point onward. It is a very immediate and intense connection. Now, the purpose, I talked about purpose. So the twin flame connection, although it can be very similar to a soulmate connection, the purpose is a little different. So whereas your soulmate can be your partner, the person you marry, the person that you come home to every day after a day of work, the person that gives you support, the person that's your shoulder that you cry on. This is kind of the general definition of the soulmate. The twin flame purpose of the union is different. So the purpose of a twin flame connection has a lot to do with your mission in life, with what you're here to do, with your life's work. So your twin flame will not only be your partner in a sense, they will be your partner in completing your work, the work that you decided you wanted to do as a soul in this incarnation. So twin flames will frequently have very similar missions in terms of what they want to work, with their life's work in this incarnation. So twin flames may work together, actually work together in partnership, or either in businesses or in other adventures. So there's another characteristic, the purpose. So the purpose of the twin flame connection has a lot to do with your life's mission, with your work. And that's a little bit different than a soulmate connection. And now I'm going to give a few other characteristics of the twin flame connection other than intensity and purpose. It is a very, very unconventional relationship. Very unconventional. So if you meet your twin flame, if your twin flame manifests in front of you, and you are expecting that you're going to settle down, propose to this person, marry, have a nice little house with a white picket fence, and you're going to conform to this kind of standard of what a partnership means still in this 3D reality, you're in for a rude awakening. Because the twin flame connection, one of the purposes of that connection is to come in and establish a new paradigm for what relationships are. So right now we have this sense that a relationship is exactly what I said. You settle down, you get married, you live with this person. This is what our collective consciousness has deemed to be a relationship right now. And the twin flame connection is coming in to say, hey, we are here to redefine what a relationship can look like. It can continue to look like that, where you marry and you have children and you have a house together and all of that. But there's also this other form of living a relationship. Let us show you. And so the twin flames union, the couple, will show those around them a different way of perceiving a relationship, because it will be very unconventional at times. All right, another characteristic. The flame, so the twin flame is literally like a flame. It is your fast track ticket to evolution. And what do I mean by this? When you meet your twin flame, your life will never be the same again. And literally, your twin flame is like a flame held to your feet constantly. They will be forcing you to evolve. Your twin flame is literally, from the moment that you materialize in front of each other, your twin flame will be burning things in you. Burning things, patterns, subconscious beliefs, karma from past lives, because the twin flame connection is a very old connection. So as soon as that person materializes in front of you, they will begin to burn things that need to be burned in you. Now, this fast track ticket to evolution, it can be a little hard sometimes to live with. So a lot of times the twin flame connection, when twin flames meet, a lot of times there is a pulling away because the intensity is so big. There's such intensity in that connection, and the flame is already burning things in you that initially you can feel fear, because you begin to see things in you that need to change. You have this drive in you that you want to be a better person, that you want to evolve. And it's almost an automatic thing. It's something that you have no control over. Transformation begins in you. And sometimes your mind has a little bit of a hard time catching up to that evolution, because the evolution is occurring very quickly and outside of the control of your ego. So a lot of times the initial bonding of twin flames is a bit dramatic. There will be pulling away and reapproximation and pulling away and reapproximation, and there's this dance of twin flames that occurs. So fast track ticket to evolution is another characteristic of the twin flame connection. Another characteristic of the twin flame connection is the strength of the bond. So your twin flame can be across the world, but you are connected energetically. So physical distance and time, you can be apart for months to years. It doesn't change the intensity or the strength of the connection. Remember, your twin flame is a fragment of yourself in this incarnation. So that connection can't be broken. And when you're together, it's a type of union that exerts such a strong, powerful influence on people around you that everyone notices there's something between you, even if that person is non-spiritual. So someone could be looking at you and they could say, wow, those people are really connected. And they may not be spiritual at all, but they are perceiving the strength of the connection between these two twin flames. So that's another characteristic, the indestructible bond between twin flames. Now, the twin flame, another characteristic of twin flame relationships is that because they are so powerful, they have the potential to be constructive or destructive. So the reason that twin flames, and there's more and more twin flames incarnating in the same lifetime right now, it wasn't always this way. So usually before this era, twin flames, one of the twin flames stayed on the other side and served as a guide to the twin flame that was incarnating. Why? Because the strength of the bond is so intense that if both twin flames incarnated in the same lifetime, the potential for destruction was really high. So in this era, because the energy is different and our evolution of consciousness is exploding, it's the energy and our evolution of consciousness is more now open to twin flames incarnating at the same time in the same lifetime. So a lot of people are finding their twin flames in this lifetime, and it's very beautiful. So if you find your twin flame, if you feel this profound connection, if you feel that you have met someone that kind of falls under these characteristics that I have just described, then yes, you may have just met your twin flame. And it's a very beautiful connection, but it is a connection that can be constructive or destructive. It all depends on how you perceive the connection, on how you live through it, and the things that you allow to fall in terms of subconscious beliefs, attachments, all of that. So potential for to be constructive or destructive, that's another characteristic. And the final characteristic about twin flames that I wanted to talk about today is the idea that there cannot be union in this lifetime. There can't be union of twin flames unless there is wholeness in each of the elements of the union. So the twin flame connection, you will not partner with your twin flame unless you are whole and your partner is whole, your twin flame is whole. So what will happen is until you both enter a position of wholeness, you will be repelling each other in a certain way. So the connection will repel itself unless the two elements are whole. So there's a lot of personal work that goes into this. You can meet your twin flame and it can take years for the union to occur because there's so much work that needs to occur in you for you to become whole, to feel whole, and the same for your twin flame. So there's that last characteristic I wanted to talk about, wholeness. The twin flame union is not about half and half makes one. The twin flame union is about 1 and 1 makes 2. So wholeness. In the next video, I'm going to talk about how to live through a twin flame connection. I don't want to scare you. I don't mean to scare you. It is a very intense, it's a very beautiful connection, but it's a connection that takes a lot of spiritual work. And so I'm going to go over that in the next video. I hope this helped for the initial question about what a twin flame is and the difference between the twin flame and the soulmate. If you have any further questions about this, shoot me an email at info@christina-lopes.com. And if you like my work, please go ahead and like my Facebook page. Check out my other videos on YouTube. And I really hope that this video helped. Stay tuned for the second part of the twin flame connection. Have a great week, everyone.